Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
In Turkey, amid strong winds and scorching summer temperatures, major wildfires have erupted in several provinces. In the northwest province of Çanakkale, firefighting services, including aerial efforts, battled the flames for over a day to prevent casualties and injuries. Residents from affected areas were evacuated to safer locations.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Noga, June the 28th, 2024, and it's currently 5:41 p.m. Eastern Time. I have a class in 2 hours and a half, so I gotta make this less than 2 hours, unfortunately. That is, if things go well. Beloved, we are coming, enlarge this. This look, I don't know, but this looks like some kind of demon. It's like a back of a demon, with the back like there. It's like a Batman-like character with the horn and the forehead and the nose looking down. I don't know, it's eating some kind of worms or whatever. Or some kind of animal leg, it looked like some kind of dog, giant freaking fin rear. Is that what that is? Is it a fin rear? Fin rear. My uncle had one. Oh crap. Fin rear. There you go. It looked like a giant fin rear. Well, let's take a picture that is better. My uncle had a dog like that. Like when there was a story of him being almost killed, being almost murdered in the middle of the night, and a giant wolf-like creature, white dog, came in and jumped in front of the people that was trying to abducting him and kill him. And that's when I know the story of the Fenrir as well. It was as tall as a 3-story building. And he guided my uncle to the house. That was an ancient story. My grandfather also had the same thing happen to him. And the Fenrir, a giant dog, it is said it's a spirit in the family. Each family have a spirit dog that watched over it. I believe on my mother's side, they have a Fenrir. An animal like this, a giant wolf-like creature, usually a giant tall white dog that's watching over them and things like that. I'll consult with Sensei and ask him exactly what this thing is. Some people have the Leviathan watching over them, and my uncle had the Fenrir. It's like a giant dog, white dog. When I was a kid, the story was told to me. Until this day, my mother is still talking about this giant dog whenever my uncle or my grandfather is in trouble, because they are the only guys in the family that are always getting in trouble. So this animal will appear This giant Fenrir dog. So anyway, to me, this look like a Fenrir looking down, or some kind of animal with the horn, like dog eating or chewing on something. I don't know. I'm seeing stuff. But anyway, beloved, one thing that we know, one thing that is persistent, one thing that is consistent, it is the mighty one is grilling and frying the turkey. There is a reason why the so-called Turkish people over there changed the name from Turkey to Turkey. Yay! A few years ago, when the Mosai starting to use the grease to cook the turkey, grease over there, the country, there was wildfire over there, and people was like, well, that's like a one-time thing, it ain't gonna happen. Well, it's been 3 years now. It happened every year. It happened, and in each year it get really worse. It get really, really bad. So, beloved, we are going to go and watch all those tabs. That's a huge if. You know, we're gonna do the best to watch them and see what's going on here. This is in Turkey, all right? Okay, this happened 6 hours ago. You know what? Let me refresh it. It's just like
Turkey, amid strong winds and scorching summer temperatures, major wildfires have.
Okay, this is Turkey. Of course, the land over there in Turkey doesn't belong to them. The entire world. Those people acting like we always been there. Well, this land is deserted. Oh, it's a desert. And then we have those guys, those little clothes over there, wrap their head, you know, and do stuff. We are Arabs, we are this, we are that, we are Ottoman Empire. No, you are not the true Ottoman.
In the northwest province of Çanakkale, firefighting services, including aerial efforts, battled the flames for over a day to prevent casualties and injuries.
Okay, this is exactly what that is. The picture that you're looking here is actually plague number 2 right here, of course, out of the 10 plagues of the apocalypse of Abraham. When you look at it, there we go. Fiery conflagration of the cities. That's exactly what that is here. And people are pretending, oh, well, you know, man, that's nothing, you know, that's like fake. They're trying to fake it so they can scare people. The Turkish government tried to scare the people over there.
Residents from affected areas were evacuated to safer locations.
Okay. See how those guys are in the middle of these things? So those people barely can put this fire out. They barely can put it out. What makes you think 83 has any technology or any courage or any skills to go up against a super advanced civilization, a super advanced race, I may say so, like our people? You got those people are struggling to put out a bushfire. Next thing you know, well, Biglevi, you have to understand the world government, you know, they're going to come to form a new world order. Nah, they already did this garbage before in 1492. When the new world order came in, the whole guys, they swagger jack our stuff. They claim they are the Illuminati. They claim they are the Freemason. They claim they are the Wozy Christian. They claim all those righteous sect, all those things that we used to do in righteousness. They claim they are, we are a hidden society, we are secret society. No, you are not a secret society. We can see you, we can smell you, we can feel you. We know who you are. You are not secret. You're out there killing us all the time, shooting our people. Well, up until now, you are too busy. But you are not that advanced people, all those credit people are giving you out there. Well, the elite, they got technology. CERN is doing this. Huh? CERN is burning down Turkey? You mean to tell me CERN is doing that over there in China? This is live. Okay. Okay. This is live in China. The Chinese are doing this to their own people. All those flood things. Is that what that is? Or you mean to tell me the so-called elite and the government are doing this?
This just into our newsroom. We have new footage this morning of the Rapidan Dam just south of Mankato. Take a look at this. We just got this footage in this morning from our chopper over the Rapidan Dam just south of Mankato. Floodwaters have been washing out the area around that dam for days now. The White House that was on the edge of the Blue Earth River is now completely gone. As you can see, that store, that White House that you see now, is the store that was behind that White House. The family that lived there owned the home for 50 years, and they also own that store. It's called the Dam Store, and it's still standing, but as you can see, getting dangerously close to the river edge.
So the elites are doing this? CERN up? You do know that the ancestors of those people that did this, they actually flooded a bunch of black town. Beloved, they weren't flooded those towns because they were simply black people. They were simply flourishing. They were flooding them because they could not explain what they found there. Of course, now they are calling those things, the... whoops, let me put this in. Ancient Tartaria. Okay.
According to Natural History Museum, cyanobacteria are an ancient group of microorganisms. Their fossils are among the earliest ever discovered, with the oldest widely accepted ones dating to around 2 billion years ago. Today, they are one of...
So, now when you say ancient Tatar, ancient Tartarian, you will see people like this, and they will give you those drawing and those AI generated images, and they'll do all the stuff to try to prove to you that somehow, you know what, let's put Tartarian. It's better. There we go. Okay, the Tartarian civilization. Okay. Now, when you're talking about like at ancient, there you go. That's better. That's let's say Advance, which is an offshoot of the Atlantean. Civilization. Is that how they call it? Is that how you spell it? No. Okay, that's better. So now keep in mind, beloved, when they are talking about ancient Tartaria, you always see all those destruction. Those destructions are not happening because they got destroyed by itself. That's what they were doing during World War I, World War II. They were destroying those places and flooding them out. In the 30s and the 20s, they were flooding, and at the same time they were hanging and lynching our people. The same time they were taking those pictures, this dude and his girlfriend, being there doing this and stuff like that. That's what they were doing around. They were trying to erase us from the earth. They were trying to take the name of Israel and make it no more. This is some 83 right there. They come, all races come over there, and then they band together. They did this to our brothers. And they were laughing and smiling and pointing. At the same time, they were destroying those buildings, those structures. That's why they are sitting here watching this. That's what World War I was about, World War II. They were destroying those places. They were flooding out those places. Now, keep in mind, you will see those dudes online, okay? They will talk about, okay, ancient Tartaria. They will show you all those magnificent buildings, which still there. Some of them are still here. They can't explain, for instance, Disney Castle, Orlando. See, Walt Disney did not build this. This wasn't built in the whatever 30s, 40s, whatever they claim. Walt found it. And it is on top, it's somewhere around here, the Fountain of Youth exists. And then they're remodeling it. They make it look like they built it. But those are our ancient civilization. Okay? Disney logo. See, this the Disney logo, the castle. They didn't build that. They found it. The swagger jacket and all these things. The point is, beloved, whenever I want my people to know this, I want my people to understand, whenever those guys are talking about ancient Tartaria, this is not conspiracy theories, so to speak. Okay? Let's look one picture, this one. I like this one because they show you the light technology that they had during the night. Okay, one thing I want my people to know and understand, whenever those people come out, oh well, ancient Tartaria, this map and things like that, they were an advanced civilization and stuff like this, and then we just find out about this because we do research, and you know, those people are no longer here. Tell them, well, it's not like they are no longer here. You enslaved them. You come up on their land. You gave them a fake history. You said you caught them in a jungle running somewhere, another dark continent. And then you brought them here to this civilization that you built. Somehow you never taught them this in school. You never taught your own this in school. Like I told people, you see, white supremacy does have no interest in suppress whiteness, greatness. They are not there to hide the greatness of whiteness. This civilization, if they were white, they would never hide it. That's why they're always talking about the ancient Greeks. The ancient Greeks are the ancient Greeks of that. The ancient Greeks, the Greeks are this, the Greeks are that, all this nonsense. This is not fiction. This is real depiction. Those beings do actually exist. And they're all not all Grecians. Okay, they're proud to talk about like, oh, the ancient Greeks this, the ancient Greek, the father of civilization, the father of that, the father of this, Heracles, Socrates, and all Hercules and all those people. They're proud of that. They just go ahead and put it in your face, and that's how those guys used to fight, though. Okay, naked. And they will come up and put it in your face and stuff. And the ancient Greeks, they swagger jack everything from us. There's no such thing as ancient Greeks. They stole the civilization, history, and technology, and then they say, well, that was us. This is us. We did all those things. You didn't do none of those stuff. You see, if the Tartarian, so to speak, ancient Tartaria was a white civilization or a civilization of Gentiles, you would have known about it by now. It would have been all over your face. People would have claimed that their ancestors was in Tartaria when you were in slavery. Or during the lynching era, my ancestor was in Tartaria, you know, with our great civilization, great cities. We were in Tartaria. Okay? They did not build those things. Citadel La Ferrière. Oh man, there we go. There we go. We got it here. Citadel La Ferrière. See, this is ancient. This is in Haiti, the citadel. It's mobile or mobile. It can move. This is ancient Atlantean technology, ancient Tartarian technology. Okay? It's still there. Those things are there. Oops. We talk about this many times. Those ancient buildings, those ancient technology, the domes, they are still there. You see how this building is buried deep because it's the tip of it. Most of this thing extended underground, throughout the city. So when you see things like that happening, when you see your town or those folks' town being ravaged, their ancestors destroy our greatness, our stuff with water. They flood towns. Lake Lanier. Many of our people are well aware of that. That's what you people did. And that's why those things are happening. Take no hash from those people saying, well, the government are displacing people because they want to build smart city. Those people are liars. They lie to you about who you are. They lie to you about your land. They lie to you about your blessing. They lie to you about your people, who you belong to. They lie to you about the food. They lie to you about pretty much every single thing on this earth. And then the only thing, all those lies they told you is just to get rid of you, to kill you. Now, the only truth those people tell you is the elite are doing this, the elite are doing that, the government is evil, the government is doing that. Well, welcome to our world. We knew those things. You were acting like, well, I don't care. I'm a hardworking man. Why should I pay taxes when people are living on welfare and stuff? Pull yourself by the bootstrap and get a job and do this. And now you people are complaining, well, you're losing their restaurant, they're losing their house, and the flood. Yeah, the flood that your forefathers, your grandfathers, your great-grandfathers came in, they flood town to kill our people, displace them, and to destroy the technologies they could not explain, such as things that they have over there in the Grand Canyon. They don't want you to go there and find out the things that amaze me. The Grand Canyon is organic technology by itself. You cannot activate it, okay? Crystal quartz. All right, that's why you told people this is witchcraft. Don't go nowhere near this. This is evil. This is not, if you touch this, you're going to die. I'm going to be very mad if you touch this. Well, you know what? You're not going into heaven with me. You're not going to heaven. Because this is Atlantean text. This is our ancient technology. Okay? Nice. This one is nice. Phantom quartz. Yeah, the phantom quartz always nice. You can see the phantom in there, and then the phantom is moving. Well, that is when you know what to do with it. The phantom will move. It will project things. But anyway, all those stuff that you are seeing here, they are happening because of what you people did, and then all you. How long will I? Oh, good Lord! All you want to say is like, oh well, all right. All you want to say, all you choose to say, I believe in Jesus, and then you save. It doesn't work like that. That's not what that is. Okay, that's not what that is. This is our book, beloved. The paperback, all right, and it's available. You can go get it if you wish. There's a link in the description. Go get your copies if you wish to do and follow what we are doing here. All right, great book, great book. The nation loves it. All right, the nation loves it. Do the best that you can do. We already have some review from Brother Larry Cook, Sister Jennifer Robinson, and things like that. We have a 1-star too. We need that. We need the people that coming over there and say stuff like that. Okay, but those are verified purchased. Okay, and then those people will verify your purchase. Good. All right. Thank you, beloved, for giving this a review or upload a video discussing the things that you find with the books that you like and the things you don't like. You should read our book. The paperback is available. It used to be for $65, listed at $65. What happened is one of the people bought a bulk of them, and then they are selling them at $42 instead of the original price, $65. So that's what it is. Some people, they have those little Amazon softwares, and then they want to ask them, when they put in the softwares like what's hot selling, and our book is number one bestseller in Hermeticism and Rosicrucians, number one selling book. So this thing will say, hey, this book is number one selling. So they will contact Amazon, and then they will buy it in bulk for cheap, and then they will resell them for cheap and make a profit. Either way, good for me. But we don't want our book to be a cheap book. We want the book to be a very expensive book, because this book is calling people. The one that have it is because it was calling you. All right. We don't want the book to be, $12 so anybody can just get it and then they don't feel anything. No, when you spend $42 or $65 on a book, it hurts. you know you got something valuable there. All right, let's keep on moving.
As the water erodes the sides.
Look at this.
You can see here gardens, it looks like, just falling into the river as the water is eroding that sandstone along.
Beloved, this water is very strong. This thing is very strong. The sheer power of this thing can, you did see it destroy homes. So don't think like people like say, well, I know how to swim. If I wasn't this, I would have survived. Nope, you wouldn't.
Along the river there in the Rapidan area. And we've got new drone footage this morning too, showing the moment that house went under the Blue Earth River. Take a look at this. You can see here, this is from yesterday, earlier in the day, the river making its way around the dam, completely eroding that ground beneath that house. It didn't take long for that erosion to do its damage. There's going to be a flash of white. You can see it right there. We'll play it again here. There's a flash, and you can see in the sunset from last night, the house falling into the water. It's very quick. Right there. Wow. I mean, that is an incredible footage, but oh my gosh, it's scary to see. And you can see now the other half of that house there, that is gone this morning. And this dam remains in imminent failure condition, according to county officials. But the threat of a complete breach has now diminished. If there is...
What do you mean a threat of complete... A threat of complete breach? You got to be freaking kidding me. This thing breached, it destroyed homes.
Full collapse of the dam. County leaders say the river could rise another 2 feet or so. There is a levee system protecting the city, and officials are confident it will hold up.
Now, this thing happened a few days ago. Michigan dam break 2021. 4 years ago, we had this issue. We had that one when we were making Esau's Trouble, okay? All right, and 4 years ago, there you go. No, where's the video we watched? This one, okay? We watched it because we watch this every time. That was 4 years ago. We told those people this thing gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. It will be all over because you guys did horrible things, but people don't want to believe. So let's find this again.
Worried about coronavirus, thousands of them.
Okay, that was in, here we go, May 20th, 2020. All right, let's watch this.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night. Across this country, all 50 states now have begun the difficult and careful task of reopening. But there's something else playing out tonight, right in the middle of all of this. Families already worried about coronavirus, thousands of them now forced to flee their homes. A state of emergency at this hour in Michigan, one of the hardest hit states from the virus, now facing this. Homes swept away by the flooding, the images coming in tonight. 2 dams failing. There had been so much concern that this could happen, and it has, with dire results. And look at this tonight, homes being lifted off their foundations. This image sadly playing out more than once as homes could be seen floating away. And it's impossible to imagine tonight what these families are going through, already trying to stay safe in this pandemic, now in shelters, trying to keep a safe distance from strangers. Many not knowing if they'll have a home to return to, and if so, in what condition. We are on the scene tonight, and meteorologist Rob Marciano leads us off from Midland, Michigan.
Tonight, horrifying images in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh my God, that's somebody's house.
Homes.
When we talk about this, we told those folks, listen, this is just the beginning. And people are like, oh, well, you know, well, we will rebuild. I believe in Jesus. Right after that, the rapture going to happen. Yeah, well, then 4 years later, there you go.
Lost to the waters.
There you go. 4 years later.
Decades, the Rapidan Dam store has brought countless people together for food, sightseeing, and perhaps most famously, pie. Sophia Jernander joins us now live with what's hoped to be the dam store's next chapter.
Right now, the dam store is in danger as historic flooding tests the dam for another day. As the ever-widening river rages nearby, the Hershka family is working to make sure the dam store finds its own path forward. The Rapidan Dam store is a staple of the Mankato community. Sitting on the edge of the dam, which held back the Blue Earth River, visitors would show up for the view and stay for the pie, which they say was their favorite item on the menu.
And what was your favorite pie to get here?
Just say coconut cream.
Probably the raspberry.
Now, the store is threatened by historic flooding that has tested the century-old dam. The house owned by the Hershka family has already been lost to the waters, but the family is determined to save the store.
Our plan right now is to try to move the store out, which is possible, but we need some help from Mother Nature here, and she ain't cooperating very good right now.
For days, visitors flocking to the dam are remembering the store, many of whom are regulars.
How many times do you think you went here?
At least 4 or 5 times a year for 30 years.
Come about once a month.
This is their house, their land, their business.
Wong. Wong, sir. Wong. This is not your home. This is not your land. When you look at those people, let's look at the face. There we go. That's better right there. When you look at those people, they've been coming there for like 5 times a year for over 30 years. This is more like a reminiscence. This is more like, I remember the good time, the good old time when the niggers were in their place. The good old time when the blessing was good. And now this blessing is being swept away, just like you folks are being swept off our land. Make no mistake, beloved. A lot of the stuff that you are seeing here, they go both ways. Symbolically and spiritually and materially, physically. They are happening in real time. This dam that you see taking the stores away, swept off the land, that's how a lot of those people are being swept off, and they are dying quietly. Their wealth are dwindling quietly. Talking about swept off the way, there's a video here before I reach to it. I don't wanna lose it. It was right here. It's 2 of them though. Okay, there we go. This one.
Price of this Malibu mansion gutted by Kanye West is now on sale for $18 million less than he bought it for. A recent New Yorker report detailed the dramatic changes made to the house ordered by the rapper. Much of the house has been torn out, including windows and stairs, the entire kitchen, air conditioning, water and power. Kanye bought the beachfront mansion less than 3 years ago for more than $57 million. It's now listed for $39 million.
So he bought it for $57 million. You know what to do, and you know what's going on, and the value dropped to 39. It listed to 39 million. You know what to do, and now he lost 18 million. Again, people want to blame this on Kanye. Okay, they want to blame this on the fellow, which is of that's not what that is. When you look at the house, when you look at the neighborhood, it does. Do this look like a neighborhood like it's $1 million house or $1 million homes? Look at this.
The New Yorker report detailed the dramatic changes.
It seems like all the houses around here.
Much of the house has been torn out, including windows and stairs, the entire kitchen, air conditioning, water and power. Kanye bought the beachfront mansion less than 3 years ago for more than $57 million. It's now listed for $39 million. And the New York Post reports it's likely to drop even further before it sells.
Anyway, so this is those people reminiscing all the time. Well, this is their land, this is this, and that's not what that is. Let's keep moving.
Probably the raspberry.
Now, the store is threatened by historic flooding that has tested the century-old dam. The house owned by the Hershka family has already been lost to the waters, but the family is determined to save the store.
Our plan right now is to try to move the store out, which is possible, but we need some help from Mother Nature here, and she ain't cooperating very good.
Not at all, sir. Not at all. Okay, those are your ancestors. For some reason, this dude bears a striking resemblance to that guy. Let me see if I can zoom in. for some reason, those dudes, this fellow, he bears striking resemblance with this guy. You know, the ear there, the double, triple Adam apple, could be a descendant of this guy. I don't know. So yeah, that's what happened. This is what you people did. This is the type of atrocity that you've done. And then you're wondering why Mother Nature is not cooperating with you? Okay.
Right now.
For days, visitors flocking to the dam are remembering the store, many of whom are regulars.
How many times do you think you went here?
At least 4 or 5 times a year for 30 years.
Come about once a month.
This is their house, their land, their business. And, you know, they didn't make millions, and yet it's just a staple in our community.
While the loss of the house was certainly devastating for the family, the community will not let them weather it alone.
There's a lot of power behind that water, and it's going to do what it wants to do, and there's no stopping it. And unfortunately, it just affected us, and it just got to stay positive and build for the future.
One guarantee: his home for the past 50 years will always live on in the memories of its loyal community.
You could have had politicians and farmers and everyday, visitors sitting elbow to elbow, shooting the breeze, or maybe solving the world's problems, and they're all doing it over a piece of pie.
In Rapidan, Sophia Jernander,
Well,
KEYC News Now. Community.
Not your piece of pie. People acting like, well, we're going to rebuild, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. When police. Let's listen to what she
problems,
said.
And the memories of its loyal community.
Let me translate to you what she said here.
You could have had politicians and farmers and everyday, visitors sitting elbow to elbow, shooting the breeze, or maybe solving the world's problems, and they're all doing it over a piece of pie.
So when those politicians, what she meant here, when the politicians, the farmers met, to destroy us, starve us, or poison our food, all food is poison. The reason why we are alive, because we now under the blessing. Okay, that's the only reason why we are alive. Whether you eat right, you eat wrong food, or they are poison. Those people, they just mess with your food. So when they got together, those politicians sit there to destroy our people, because all politicians around the world, all of them, their job is to destroy our people, scheming, come up with laws, come up with rules and policies to destroy our people worldwide. Okay, now this happened because the blessing is done. Everything is upside down. Now, beloved, once again, why is those things happening? Well, it's happening because of Genesis 15 verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Yea, 1619, 2019, the 400 years was over. And right after 2019, 2020 kicks in, and it never been the same. I don't know about you, beloved. To me, 2020, that broke on Michigan 4 years ago, it seems like this thing happened probably a couple of months ago. It felt like at least the most I'll say a year ago. It felt 2020 felt like a year ago. I don't know why I kept feeling like this. It doesn't felt. My daughter just turned 10 years old, for crying out loud, man. Time is flying. It sucks for those people that got the end of the short stake. But to me, it doesn't felt that long ago. It just felt a year and a few more months. Like not even close to a year and a half, mostly a year and 3 months. That's how it felt to me. But it's been 4 years. And when you look at 2020 and the situation that people are now, compare them together, it got worse. That's what I'm seeing. It's not good. A lot of people are complaining. A lot of people are like, well, I got this, I got that. The government is doing this to me. The government is doing that to me. Food is expensive. Rent is expensive. Life is expensive. It was always expensive. You just now lost the blessing, and then you step into our world and you see our life was nothing but a living hell. You see, our life was nothing but a hellish blizzard, a hellish lava, magma all over. Our life is filled with demonic activities, filled with sorrow, despair. That's why you can't handle it, and you're taking yourselves out. Again, of course, the reason why you're doing this is Genesis 15 verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and the Holy One is judging this nation. Okay, let's keep on moving on.
But as Fox 9's Courtney Godfrey reports, the public docks along the St. Croix are underwater.
The city of Hudson recently opened up this $1 million pier with ample public boat parking. But as you can see, the accesses are now completely underwater. That, along with the no wake restrictions currently on the river, has meant a big hit for summer business. Downtown Hudson's flooded riverfront has
This is in Wisconsin, okay?
become a sight to see.
It's awesome. I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. The ducks got a new home.
But the ducks may be the only ones benefiting.
It's been a little slow, definitely slower than years past.
Pete Foster owns 3 restaurants.
Again, those people are telling you exactly what's going on. It's been slow. You know what? Let's listen to the whole thing from the beginning again, all right? Let me let you guys listen to this.
The widespread impact of flooding, we can't forget the businesses that inevitably take a hit when waters rise. And that's the story in Hudson, Wisconsin, where businesses are seeing an unusually slow start to summer thanks to a flooded riverfront there.
The city has a new riverfront, but as Fox 9's Courtney Godfrey reports, the public docks along the St. Croix are underwater.
The city of Hudson recently opened up this $1 million pier with ample public boat parking. But as you can see, the accesses are now completely underwater. That, along with the no wake restrictions currently on the river, has meant a big hit for summer business. Downtown Hudson's flooded riverfront has become a sight to see.
It's awesome. I mean, it's cool. It's awesome. The ducks got a new home.
But the ducks may be the only ones benefiting.
It's been a little slow, definitely slower than years past.
Pete Foster owns 3 restaurants in town and says high waters have cost him a lot of business.
I mean, we can feel it here in the month of June so far, that those people aren't there.
Foster says the issue is at the city's brand new $1 million, 670-foot public dock. With the accesses now underwater, they've lost all that summer boat traffic that usually makes June one of their busiest months.
Those things that bring people downtown, and ultimately they end up buying something at a retail shop or dining at a restaurant, and we're missing that.
In business here for 28 years, he says he's never seen anything like it.
It's going to be tough, but like I always say, you can't argue with God, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
While loyal visitors say they'll still find a way.
Downtown Hudson is an incredible place, great restaurants, fun place to come and eat. It's not going to stop us.
Local officials tell me they are looking into architectural fixes that would make these docks accessible again, but those fixes won't come this year. So Hudson's only hope now is that the water recedes quickly. In Hudson, Courtney Godfrey, Fox 9.
Tonight we have brand new video to show you the sights of Waterville, where flooding continue to trouble neighborhoods there. This is a live look at one street tonight. You can see it is a mess down there. A lot of sandbags, a lot of people working overtime just to keep water out of their homes. Entire yards flooded there, where you can see trees and lampposts submerged or surrounded by water now. On top of this, you can also see the rain was back again this evening.
And look at the water there at Minneopa Falls. That is located at the state park near Mankato. You can see and hear water racing from the waterfall before plummeting into the Minnesota River. Also on the Minnesota River, rising waters are putting Xcel Energy's Black Dog power station in jeopardy. Today, the company is sandbagging it as a precaution. Right now, Black Dog Road is closed from 35W to Egan amid those rising waters.
And new images out of Cottage Grove tonight, where the city has announced 2 closures because of the Mississippi River. The Gray Cloud Trail Bridge is now closed, while the Gray Cloud Drive Causeway will close tomorrow. The city says no vehicle or pedestrian traffic is allowed until further notice.
So, as you can see, as you just witnessed, the business are not doing well. Everywhere it's flooding, everywhere it's fire, everywhere it's tornadoes, everywhere it's killing. There's no peace. See, they can't keep faking those wars, which again, they were faking doing those things because they were destroying our stuff. They were destroying our people around the world. Let me see what that is. FEMA assessing damages St. Paul and state. Let's watch that.
Today's rain is not helping efforts to keep flooding at bay across central and southern Minnesota. Part of the Minnesota River that runs through the southwest metro crested at just over 35 feet, breaking a nearly 60-year-old record. The river runs through Chaska. This is some video captured this morning. The river is expected to crest on Saturday. The city of Chaska says several pump stations are working across a levee. Chaska city officials tell us public works crews are working around the clock to keep high water out. In St. Paul, Harriet Island is almost completely submerged. Conditions are expected to worsen. A state of emergency has been declared and roads have been closed as Mississippi River water continues to rise. We'll have more on that in just a bit. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz met with the regional director of FEMA this morning. They provided an update on Minnesota's flood outlook as well as the state emergency response.
Now, this is FEMA, okay? Federal Emergency Management Agency is an agency under the United States Department of Homeland Security, initially created under President Jimmy Carter by presidential, Jimmy Carter is still alive, by presidential resolution number 2 in 1978, to implement by 2 executive orders on April 1st, 1979. We all know the fear-mongering garbage where FEMA are going to come here, they're going to take the men of the Lord, which is the men of our camp, they're going to put them in this camp, and then they're going to go over there, they're going to gas them, they're going to ask, the black woman going to get raped, and then, you're going to get raped, man. You need to come with us, Jacob's trouble. But if this is Jacob's trouble, beloved, we are not Jacob. If this is Jacob's trouble, brethren, this is not our Jacob trouble. FEMA is busy. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there, but they are busy. Let's keep on watching. All right, there's wildfire in California. Okay, it's just it just has stopped talking about it because it's become redundant. All right, the wildfire over there in New Mexico, it's still going on. It's not like they put it out. Let's keep on moving.
Governor Walz said FEMA has been on the ground since flooding started. Regional Director Tom Sivak says they are working as fast as possible. He says the real work will begin as the waters draw back.
As these floodwaters start to recede, one of the things that we'll do is, at the request of the governor, to come in and do the joint preliminary damage assessment. We'll have teams on the ground as soon as possible.
FEMA says there may be a possibility of fraudsters, but Sivak says all FEMA personnel will have proper ID. They will work with local authorities on letting the public know when they will go door to door. It's a state of emergency in St. Paul today as water levels continue to rise in the Mississippi River. WCCO's John Lauritsen is in St. Paul as people living there are trying to grasp how widespread this flooding actually is and what it looks like on the ground after last night and this morning's rain, John.
Yeah, Sheila, the rain could be coming yet again here. We've been hit by rain all week long, or at least the past couple of weeks. But here at Harriet Island, no homes to worry about, but you can kind of see the city's skyline. This should all be green space if we have a normal spring and early summer of rainfall, but obviously we do not. We keep getting rain. So this is all flooded out. Now, if you walk up ahead here, you can see we have a playground here at Harriet Island, a very popular place for summertime events and summertime walks and strolls in this area along the river, but you can't get close to the actual river right now. These are all floodwaters. You can see that playground flooded out. And then if you look a little bit to the right here, there is the pavilion, a very popular place this time of year. Organizers there say you can see that there's water sitting inside and just flooded around there. And organizers are telling us they've had to cancel 11 events so far through July 7th. We caught up with people who came down here this morning just to see what was going on with the floodwaters.
It's sort of exciting, sort of sad. It feels like, you know, they planned this park well. I think that's how they designed it. But even so, it's still something to see. You don't expect to see this.
It's just mind-boggling to see the water so high and to see it overtaking all of these different areas of the park.
Yeah, the National Weather Service expects us to crest at about 21 feet tomorrow, so that would put it right around the 7th highest floodwaters in this area all time, Shayla. So think about
again, it's always a flood. If it's not a flood, it's a tornado. Well, it's not a tornado, it's the snow. Well, okay, well, the snow, winter is almost over. Well, winter is over. We're in the summer. It's a hurricane. It's a cyclone, a typhoon, a wildfire, the aurora borealis. The sun is sending so much stuff, those people can catch a break. Of course, they're going to come out there and bring people that look like us and say, black people, we're in trouble, man. Hey, look at America. Look at this. And look at that. All those things are happening. And to think all those things are happening, and most people are talking about dating out there. People are talking about who's playing with whose genital. No one sit there and say, wait a minute, man, hang on, man, Negro, hang on. What's happening? I understand flooding is a normal thing. I mean, your beloved brother himself, okay, let's go to, okay, this is, let's see, when did this happen? 4 hours ago. All right, let's go to our channel right here, and we will go to a few weeks ago. Not even a few weeks, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, so to speak. Okay, 3 weeks ago. There we go. 2 weeks ago. All right, this is what happened in 2 weeks ago. But as you can see there, that's my dog car, the white car. Everything is flooded. Okay, everything. Oh, man, right here, there's no water. It's no joke. All right. Everything was flooded. Everything were flooded. That and that, like, let me see what it is. That's June 12th. And this Minnesota, this is Florida, dirty South. Minnesota is all the way up. And then a few 2 weeks later, this thing going on.
Today's rain is not.
And Minnesota people are like, oh well, we don't know exactly what's going on and stuff like that. But what about that presidential debate last night? Really? Talking about the debate, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. This is our book, the AK Family. You can go ahead and secure your copy. There is a link in the description once you. Oh well, where's our video? You know what, let's take out the most recent video we have. We had this live today talking about the book, and you can go to this you can go to our description in the video that you're watching, and you can click this link right there, and it will take you to the thing. I've changed that. Why didn't it change? Oh, I didn't press save, so I gotta change it. Okay, so you can go ahead and get a copy, so to speak. But beloved, we are not moved, we are not dismayed, because the Most High is in the Are you moving? We are not moved. We are not dismayed. We are not moved. We are not dismayed. There will come a time for that. But let's keep on moving.
Continue to grow when that was happening as well. I want to show you these satellite images. These are really stark contrast to what exactly happened.
Pay attention. Let's go ahead again. The mighty one is sweeping those people off the land, and it is reshaping the land.
Flooded Blue Earth River has been eating away at the bank around the Rapidan Dam now all week long. It breached the side of that dam just the other day, and we saw the erosion continue to grow when that was happening as well. I want to show you these satellite images. These are really stark contrast to what exactly happened in the last week. This video and this view of that area was taken on September 6, 2011, okay? You can see this is the whole area of the dam right here that has been washed away from here all the way to here. The house sat right in here. This is that tree line that we saw erode. The house sat in here is kind of shaded, but what's gone now is all this through here, all the way up to here, all the way up to here, and like that. That's gone. You can see it very clearly here in this image taken on June 26, just a few days ago. All that is gone. This is that parking lot. The house is gone. Everything is gone. The pole shed, everything is gone. This is where all that erosion took place. It is a massive amount of land and property and trees that are now gone. The river kept eroding. The water rushes around the edge. The main concern no longer that dam, though. It's the bridge that the officials are now turning their attention to. Our Rob Olson has the very latest on that concern.
Pretty devastating. A lot of history there.
With each day comes continued amazement at how much more land is carved away.
I can't believe how much bank is gone.
The canyon created by the Blue Earth River around the Rapidan Dam, now about as wide as the dam it bypassed, a favorite landscape forever changed, if not lost.
Just nice to come out here and stand on top of the dam. Just it felt like you were in not in Minnesota, you know.
This is how the dam and the land around it looked before the floods, and this is how it looked a couple of days ago. So much lost so quickly, and now it's gotten so much wider yet. The water level's down dramatically because the erosion's so extensive, exposing the bottoms of the supports under the bridge next to the dam, which is a huge concern. That's why no one's now allowed on the bridge, not the first responders, not even engineers, who've been using it to drop gauges into the river.
The park is now gone. It's been... I want the park back. She wants the park back.
At the base of the bridge, what was a city park is now just another void in the earth. The playground already went into the river. Crews removed the park pavilion now to avoid adding even more debris to the floodwaters. A couple of days ago, that pavilion was a good 50 yards from the edge.
And it's hard to fathom, too. Like the last time I was at the dam store, I didn't think this is the last time I'm going to be here. This is the last time I'm going to stand on the dam. This is the last time we're going to have the kids run around at the park. You know, you don't think like that.
Now that edge creeps ever closer to the historic dam store after claiming the family's home Tuesday night. The ground is too unstable to do anything to try to save the store itself, but behind it, crews removed an old mobile home just in case it gets that far. Hopes remain the store survives, but that's far from certain.
And the store, it's unfortunate, had a lot of good pie there. It was a great place to go.
And now all afternoon more rain, which adds to the concern not only about the floodwaters, but about all that moisture in the soil, just again increasing its instability as they're hoping this erosion can stop. At Rapidan, Rob Olson.
Well, excuse me. Hoping to this thing to stop. Now, beloved, this is what 83 is always hoping. For this thing to stop. Remember, that's what we did hope to. We hope for things like that to stop. But did it? Did those people stop? Did this dude stop? Did this fellow stop? Did this grandmother stop? Did those people stop? This dude, proud dude, with her girlfriend, the hunchback of Notre Dame. Did they stop? They didn't. They bought the wine. See, this girl bought a cup of wine, 2 cups of wines. Okay. All right. They drink. They celebrate. They party. Those 2 damn prophets was giving them too much hell. They share gift. They dance. They play music. They laugh. They didn't stop. But then again, like we said, the trees, eyes, tears, they cried. They witnessed the injustice, what you people did to our people. You didn't stop. We hope did. We hope, man, when this thing going to stop? Never did. So this ain't going to stop. No matter what you do, it ain't gonna stop. Let's check the Google Earth here, see what Rapid Dam over there in Minnesota. Sometimes this thing works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see what's going on there. There we go. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, there we go. So this is the dam. Okay, you guys use your dam and you flooded our place. Okay, what the? You flooded our place. You use those dam under the pretext, oh, we're going to build the electricity, we're going to build this river and stuff. No. So you can flooded our ancient civilization because you had no way of explaining them. Okay. This is what you people did. Is that a bass or trout? Not too good with fish. Okay. Now there's nothing you can do or can say about it. It will not stop. This is judgment. I mean, there's one way to stop it. You can call on white Jesus. You can try to do that, see if it will work. Let's keep on moving.
Really crazy what's happened.
So, more of the dam right there.
What water can do. And I mean, never in a million years would I imagined our house disappearing. Yeah, we just watched it and it kept flooding out the substation, and then it eventually started eroding it out and it dropped off. Then it took the county shed out, and then it worked its way towards our house.
Again, this dude, every time I look at that fellow, it keep reminding me of this guy. There's a striking resemblance. The nose, this striking resemblance. I don't know. I don't know what your family did, but whatever they did was not righteous. Let's keep on moving since we watched.
Right now is a family tragedy playing out in slow motion. The Ruska family has seen their house fall into the river right there. Now it's just a game of waiting and seeing if that store also falls into the river.
See how they make this whole thing about one person, one house, one dude, one family, one pie, one stuff, but they never told you why is this happening. Okay, what about other people? Did we have other folks that are afflicted by this plague? What's going on? But they keep making all the other station dictions. Oh well, this happened, this guy and their home and stuff like that, but they're strong deal built.
Expressions of shock filled the east bank of the river as the water swallowed the home. On the west bank, the view was much closer and more personal.
And a tree fell on that side, and part of the fence fell on that side. And within hours, the whole thing was gone.
The family knew the home was a total loss, basically dangling over the river as water bypassed the Rapidan Dam on the west side Monday. But as the flow slowed Tuesday, they started to hope for the best. Every update restarted their emotional roller coaster.
We're going to be okay. It's all going. It went. It's not. Where are we going?
A lot of onlookers watched the house fall, and dozens more came Wednesday to see the after.
So, and this is how it is. You're going to stand there with your microphone that has this very number, it has double in it, you're gonna get double of that. And if when you get double, you add those two, it equals double digit. And you take that double digit, you reduce it to one number, you're gonna keep getting the same thing. That means you're caught in a loop. You won't be able to get out. But let's keep on moving. You're going to watch here, you see all those people just stand there and watch helplessly. They just watch this thing just go down because there's nothing they can do about it. They can't stop it. They can slow it down. They just watch their stuff being destroyed. And that's exactly what happened to us. We just stand there. We're watching. We couldn't do anything. We tried. It didn't work.
Aftermath and share a little piece of the family's grief.
It was on our bucket list this summer to come get the pies with them, and so it's kind of sad to not be able to do that.
The house and the damn store.
Now, excuse me. Now, when you watch those people, they come over there, oh my God, this is so exciting, and this is that. They are dying inside. Like, damn. This indeed Esau's trouble. We're really losing our grip, not only mentally, spiritually, but physically. I thought that was only happening to me. They can put a good face. That's good. But this?
And so it's kind of sad to not be able to do that.
The house and the damn store stood here for more than 100 years. The business and the pies have been synonymous with the Hershka family since the 1970s.
It was a rite of passage. I worked here. My 2 children now do work here.
But now the store stands alone, and maybe not for long. Engineers and Blue Earth County leaders are worried the erosion could soon take out the bridge just south of the dam, and losing the store now seems inevitable.
Feels like a death to our family, and we're waiting for the last piece to die off.
If that store does not fall into the river, the family is hoping that they can pick it up and move it to another location and get the business up and running once again.
This is their mentality. This is their mentality. If we survive this, if we got out of this, if we got out of this predicament that we are in right now, if we get out of our Esau's trouble, we're going to pick up things. We're not going to leave the lane. We're just going to we're not going to stay in the same area where this thing happened to us again. We're going to move a little bit further down the street and do the same crap.
It runs through the southwest.
Okay, so, all right. This is 10 hours ago because they keep having updates.
For 75.
See the last update they have. Okay, Minnesota delegation urges Biden administration to declare. Okay, this is probably the latest update. That's 4 hours. That's 50 minutes. Let's listen to the 50 minutes one.
As we head into the weekend, the latest on flooding. Some communities are at risk of even higher water as rain holds steady in the next weather forecast. This is a look from the city of Chaska today, where the Minnesota River is leaving its banks. You'll want to stay weather aware over the next few days. Meteorologist Mike Augustinak will share what our next weather team knows right now in just a moment. Thanks for joining us on WCCO and streaming on CBS News Minnesota. It's been a devastating week for many communities around the state.
And one of those sits just east of the Twin Cities along the St. Croix River. The river is inching closer to businesses in historic Stillwater. Many are visiting Dock Stillwater to get a view of how far the water has risen. City crews could be seen in water today, moving logs and debris to protect the sandbags in place to keep that flooding at bay.
What I see them doing is they're just trying to get all the debris away here, and hopefully it washes down river to kind of alleviate some of the look over here, So trying to clean up the area.
Crews are using huge pumps to keep the water out of downtown Stillwater parking lots and businesses. The St. Croix is expected to crest Sunday at moderate flood stage. Minnesota is asking the federal government for help paying for all the damage done by these floodwaters.
Stop begging, please. Are you Ukrainian? Are you Ish? Why are you begging? You people always beg. Begging you. What was the name of this group again? begging you. Black what? I forgot the name of it, but anyway, it was a good song when it came out in the early late 2000, 2009, 2010. Okay, and those guys were German. No, they were Swedish. The two black dudes that came with this song, they were Swedish. But anyway, Swedish or German. But anyway, stop begging. When our people was in this predicament, that's what you told us. Sir, pull yourself by the bootstrap.
The regional director from FEMA joined Governor Tim Walz earlier today.
This is going to end up being one of those potentially top 10 flooding events in Minnesota because of the diligence, the hard work, the procedures, and the professionalism. At this point in time, we have no serious injuries or deaths involved in this.
No hish, no hish, no hish, no hish. You do not have physical injury, but you will have a hell of a lot of 988 in the next few weeks or months. You think this thing just happened because of the sake of happening, things like that? It will cause certain adverse effect. Let's keep on moving.
We will rebuild when we get the assessment there. We
No,
always can. We
no.
will replant, or we'll have crop insurance.
You're not going to rebuild. You're not going to rebuild. You are being swept off the land. That's what that is.
And we'll be back again.
In a bipartisan effort, Minnesota's congressional delegation sent a letter to President Joe Biden asking for disaster assistance. Our John Lauritsen is in St. Paul today as people living there are trying to grasp at how widespread the flooding is and how bad it might become.
Hi everyone, I'm John Lauritsen here in St. Paul at Harriet Island, a popular place in the summer, but all this green space right now covered by floodwaters. You can see just how high the Mississippi River has gotten and continues to rise. So that's caused some problems here at Harriet Island. You can kind of see this playground is underwater right now. They're expecting potentially another foot of water before this all crests on Saturday, according to the National Weather Service. So there you have the playground, and off to your right, a very popular place for summer events is the pavilion. There is water inside it right now, so they've had to cancel about 11 events, nearly a dozen events, all the way through July 7th.
It's sort of exciting, sort of sad. It feels like, they planned this park well. I think that's how they designed it, but even so, it's still something to see. You don't expect to see this.
It's just mind-boggling to see the water so high and to see it overtaking all of these different areas of the park.
And the National Weather Service is expecting this again to crest on Saturday at about 21 feet, which would put it at about the 7th highest floodwaters of all time here in St. Paul for this particular area. In St. Paul, John Lauritsen, WCCO News.
And the water on many Minnesotans still rising. They're looking for even more rain to come.
On their property and on their minds, I'm sure. Unfortunately, next week we have quite a bit of rain on the way. And coming up in the next 10 minutes or so, I want to show you how much rain we're expecting and talk about the 2 waves that it will come in on, that rain. But this evening there might be a little bit of rain as well. In fact, the radar is showing there are some thunderstorms right now in and around the Rochester area. That is where the more steady rain is. Much of the rest of the region is seeing sun and clouds mixed together. And we are likely going to see that for the rest of the evening until 9:03. That is sunset tonight. And that evening temperature around 70.
Now, beloved, we're going to look at the plagues. Of course, plague number 10 right here. Thunder voices and destroying earthquakes. And this thing is not only just here on the U.S., it's virtually everywhere. Okay, let me see this. Okay, that's the other flood that destroyed homes. Still Minnesota. This is St. Louis, Mississippi, right? St. Louis, Minnesota, St. Louis. Let's see what the good old dark. Let me see. West Farm leading to concern in food prices. Yeah, town still underwater. St. Paul. sinkhole. Let's see what the doc. Wait, hang on. Let's see what the doc is saying here. No, let's see what the doc has. Sometime.
You are.
Lack of trust increase, inflammation and mast cell activation syndrome. This stuff over there, reanalysis and excess death. We want to get into the excess death, but because of this word, YouTube will come after you. But there is an excess death. Of course, they try to blame it on the Jabba, but this is not what that is. Okay, we already did this human fertility sperm. Those guys are out of here. Okay, they are out of here. But nonetheless, let's keep on.
You are very welcome.
All right, kicking things off with this breaking news story.
Okay, this is in Chicago, outside Chicago, but people will try to make this look like, oh, well, the government are planning those things and stuff. Okay, yeah, well, yeah.
Police are reporting that a freight train, you see it next to me, derailed in Madison, Illinois this morning. Evacuations at this moment are underway as crews check each of these freight cars for any potential chemical leaks. At this moment, which is still early in this incident, no injuries have been reported. Now, Madison's just a bit over an hour south of Chicago if you're driving, and officials are urging residents who live within 1 mile south and west of the derailment site to evacuate. In fact, a post on the town's Facebook page says people should plan for a, quote, long-term evacuation. And we should also note that there is a regional rail yard a few miles north of where this took place, which could be impacted, of course, by any disturbance on this rail line just outside Chicago. This part of the country is a major rail hub, and so this could have consequences far beyond Illinois. Let's bring in CBS News Chicago's Suzanne Lemineau. She is on the scene and can give us the latest information. Suzanne, what do we know?
Errol, at this moment, no injuries reported, as you just mentioned. One key thing, though, evacuations ongoing at this moment. We're told the areas impacted here that they are evacuating 1 mile south of Main Street, also and 217th, 1 mile west of Main Street, along with a quarter mile east of Main Street. Now, as we show you the scene overhead from Chopper, we've been told by CN Rail there are 20 cars that have been involved in this freight train derailment. They are carrying various substances. At least one car may be leaking. They have been painstakingly going over every single car to make sure that there are no substances leaking from the others in question here among the 20 total. Now, it's not yet known exactly how this incident happened. It happened about 2.5 hours ago in Madison. I am live. Suzanne Lemineau, CBS News, Chicago.
And Suzanne, that risk of there being a potential chemical leak from these freight cars must be unnerving to locals there. We all think back to East Palestine, Ohio, in which there were medical consequences. You know, some of these chemicals, depending on what they are, you may not be able to smell, you may not be able to sense or even see. I know you just arrived on the scene, but how are local officials responding to the massive risk that this potentially carries?
Well, at the moment, we know that they have contained the area. They're keeping us quite a distance. You can probably see right behind me here a police presence. They've blocked the area that leads right to the train car area where the derailment, I should say, has happened. Meantime, in speaking with some of the people who call this area home, those who work nearby, I did interview one gentleman a short time ago, and he said he's very concerned. He got an alert, believe it or not, from his Ring camera. The people in his community who all have Ring cameras always pool their resources and send out messages to each other. So that is how he learned to come home, immediately get his 5 children, ranging in age from 4 to 14, pick them up and bring them to their grandparents' house because he's concerned for their safety. Again, There's no indication as to what the substance is that may be linking. Again, we're told possibly one car does have a leak. We're told there are substances. We're not told
substances, but one is leaking. Only one out of all that. The Holy One is making the land unlivable for you people. The Most High God Almighty making this land not too friendly for you. I don't know about you, but this is the first time in the history of those people, well, the first time in my history, I've seen them catching so much hell like that. How long we are into this thing? Is it recording? Okay, we got about 40 minutes to go. So around like 7:40, I should be able to jump to the class. Oh crap, I have to let this thing upload and process. I forgot all about that time. Let's keep on moving.
Well, we have a story to tell you about here, a round of severe storms that went through the Northeast, as Nick was talking about. Take a look at the video from Sheldon, Connecticut, where a house was struck by lightning. Now, this house is actually owned by a pyrotechnician who was storing fireworks in his garage. Fireworks plus lightning, you could do the math, Nick. The video shows chaos unfolding as firefighters and neighbors oohed and awed off in the distance. Can you imagine?
No, that's just a bad...
Look at the fireworks.
That is just a rough combination. Lightning, fireworks. It seems like this happens every year, right? If it's not one thing, it's the other. It's a firework display that catches...
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's listen to this guy again.
A rough combination. Lightning, fireworks. It seems like this happens every year, right? If it's not one thing, it's the other. It's a firework display that catches fire. And all goes off at once.
It seems like it's happening every year because this guy is in the news. He sees some hash. If it's not this thing, it's something else. If it's not a fire, it's a tornado. If it's not a tornado, it's this. If not none of the so-called what you're calling natural disaster, then it's freaking murder. It's freaking car crash. It's everything. When is it going to be over? When? Oh, I'll tell you when. Very soon. Let's keep on moving.
Or a fireworks shop catches fire, folks certainly need to be careful. And the update to this story, not all the fireworks did go off, so the bomb squad and firefighters returned to what was left of the house today to finish what has to be this year's worst fireworks display so far. But again, we've got to get through next week. You know there's going to be more video surfacing.
So you got this house or this home being struck by lightnings. But Big Levi, this is like the elite try to scare those poor people because they are poor whites. They're just like us. They are trying to scare them so they can take their land, so they can steal this, so they can steal that, so they can do this, so they can do that. No, that's a bunch of lies. That's not what that is. Those people are being evicted of the land. The Holy One is taking the land back and give it to the righteous owner.
First, we showed you this video of melting Abraham Lincoln over the weekend. The statue is an...
Now, let me enlarge this. And let me let the nation watch and see and understand the significance of this. To them, this like, oh my God, this is cute, but yeah.
Art installation by Sandy Williams IV, who has been making wax versions of historical monuments all along the East Coast for the past 4 years. Now, this model, based on the Lincoln Memorial, has been displayed on the lawn of Garrison Elementary School since February, but unfortunately, Lincoln couldn't take the heat and now looks like this. This is a live image right now.
without headless Lincoln. While the statue was created with 10 wicks and intended to be burned slowly over time by visitors who were asked to light and then blow out the flame before leaving the site, the record warm weekend temperature was seemingly enough to leave Lincoln headless. I spoke to the artist just about an hour ago, and they told me the wax has a congealing point of 140 degrees, meaning it should have been able to handle the heat, but the hope is that this brings to light the urgency of our warming global temperatures.
I kind of always joked that, like, once we got to the point where the just outside temperatures were melting the sculptures, that's when it is also environmental art. And I just didn't expect that to be like this summer. None of us want, I think, climate change to be progressing in the way that it is. The sculpture now holds metaphors for that as well.
But again, it was made out of wax, and the artist told me that they really hadn't ever tested it at this length. Right now, the statue was supposed to be up through September, but now it's up to the principal at Garrison Elementary if the statue will stay or go.
I'll let you decide to know what's going on here. And this thing played in India, okay?
Now in the U.S., a replica wax statue of Abraham Lincoln was no match for sweltering temperatures.
They are aware of that. The entire world see this. Headless, melted by the heat wave. Well, you could go ahead and take your AR-15 and start shooting the heat. But you can't. This is no joke, man. This is real. This is no joke, beloved. This is real. Terrible omen right there.
He's firing live rounds into the crowd.
Okay, so this is video show protest storms parliament in Kenya. The Kenyans are used to do the dirty deeds of the so-called Edomites and any other races. The Kenyan, they look like Haitians. We look alike, but we are not the same people. Remember, it was a descendant of a Kenyan that they say, hey, he's like you. Look at him. He look like you, right? He's president now. And surely he's going to save you guys. Well, we find out that was not the case. This thing happened, let me see. Happened 3 days ago, June the 25th, 3 days ago. The reason why it happened is this. We had that. Kenyan military arrived in Haiti. All right, well. Let's see. I believe that's the one. So, this is the Kenyan police. Okay, this is not the military, but that's the Kenyan police. They arrive in Haiti to combat gang violence. Let's let this, please. So, they send those guys. This is the police. This is not the Kenyan army. This is the Kenyan police, okay? They sent in Haiti to curl. Those, you know, probably 40, 50 of them, they sent in Haiti, which was prophecy we told you. And they return. They send them over there to stop the gang violence. So those dudes that have all those giant guns, no one have no idea where the hell they get these guns and stuff like that. Now, you got the Kenyan police over there in Haiti try to combat gang violence when something like that is going on in Kenya. And in the same day it happened. Oops. It happened the same day the moment they touch the ground, and then the protests erupt in Kenya.
Crowd, as well as using tear gas and water cannons. We know of 5 people so far killed, and dozens of people have been injured, according to the rights groups in the area. The President, William Ruto, is expected to address Kenya in just a moment. He's going to speak to the nation. Larry Madoa is in Nairobi. This seems to be deteriorating, despite the best efforts, if you will, of the President to say he'll meet.
We are following breaking news out of Kenya. A demonstration by people angry over planned tax hikes has turned deadly. Look at this video. Protesters have breached the Parliament building and smoke has been billowing from its windows. 5 people are reported dead, dozens injured. CNN crews have witnessed police firing live rounds at the protesters in the streets.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm here to address you. You must go. Ruto must go. Kwapa.
In Nairobi, in Kenya, the city is...
So it's the same day. And what do you think gonna happen to the U.S. government when the Marines, what they try to do, they try to portray these dudes over there, and then when their mission fell, and they'll say, oh, well, their mission fell. We love the Haitians so much. Let's go protect our interests and save them. Let's send the Marines over there, which you're going to do. And the moment this is your left feet, and then you're gonna put your right feet, then you're stuck because they're already stuck in there. If those guys can even put peace right there in Kenya, if all those things is going on in Kenya, the police can even do that right, and then you send them here in Haiti under the pretext they're going to take out the gang, which is a lie. You guys trying to reach the Atlantean temple to get the blessing. Again, they warn you not to do that, so you can go ahead and then leave another 400 years so you can keep our people out, so you can keep them under. But it ain't gonna work. With the prophesies, they told you Trump going to lose, Biden going to win, World War III in the midst of you. And that's exactly what happened in January 6, 2021. You Gentiles invaded the capital just like those Kenyan went to the parliament. They did this.
Police firing live rounds at the protesters.
So, and then you kill a bunch of people. Okay, you kill a bunch of people. You kill like 7 or 8 of your own. That's when your war started between you and your people. You're trying to implicate us in everything. That war over there with Hamas and Haish, you're trying to put our people in the forefront. Well, speak against this, speak against that. A few months ago, you had that university thing going on, this stuff. Now, where are all those things? Whatever happened to that university thing? Student were like, oh, we are protesting, we are fighting, all your fakery. What happened to them? You got that war in Ukraine and Russia and all those things happening. So now you try to go over there, okay? Because the agreement, the covenant said, in order for any nation to gain the blessing, they have to send their military on the island. Their feet have to touch. And there are certain things they have to perform, and then they'll get the blessing. But one thing that the priest of Mahan did not tell you, that your blessing was limited. There is a limited time you need to do this. First, 1492, Christopher Columbus landing in Haiti. Okay? This is a lie right there. It was in reverse. You guys came in naked, and you met the descendant of Atlantean with gold, and they were bringing you. You were the one that was naked, not them. They had they had drip. You didn't. And you did not erected Christianity over there. You came in, you saw we already had the Holy Cross civilization that was far too advanced for you to comprehend. And you did not stand upright. You guys were naked, growling and grunting like animals, and walking on 4 legs. That's what the record said. Okay? But their military touched the land. Okay, they landed at Mall Saint Nicolas. Let's go right here. Okay, all right. Let me see. Usually it's Wikipedia. There we go. The record of history of Haiti began in 1492. That's a lie. There's so many lies in there, man. But anyway, they landed in Mall St. Nicolas. Let me show you where those guys landed. Okay. Oops. Mall St. Nicolas. Oh. St. Nicholas, aka Santa Claus. They landed here, right there. See this area right here? It's a very sacred place. All right, so you guys landed here. Let me see if I can get some of the picture. All right, you got 20 pictures here. You landed in Mall St. Nicolas, okay? All right, some of the ancient stuff they have over there. All right, you saw us, we bought you gold, and we tell you, hey, welcome to Haiti. And you just told the priest, where is the Mount of Christ? Where's the Temple of Solomon? And we told you, you can't get in there. You do know that. We are the only people that can get in there. Of course, you start wailing on our people and killing our people. We went to the Atlantean temple. We make the deal for you, just like Daniel, when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar come to Daniel. He could not do anything. He had to ask Daniel, and Daniel will perform the thing, of course, because the Most High ordained it. The children were being disobedient, and Daniel indeed performed the rite, and the blessing come upon the Babylonian for 70 years. Okay, so it's pretty much the same thing. The Spanish came in, they landed right here. Oops. The Spanish came in, the Spaniard came in, they landed right here. The English, the German, they keep coming and pillaging. When the English, all of them, they did all of that, and then they get their blessing. Now there's no more blessing to go around, son. There is no more. We talked about Peninsula last night and the lesson, and this is a perfect peninsula. 1, 2, 3, 3 side. Okay, peninsulas are very, very, very important, very powerful. This is the entire island. The Hades is a peninsula. Okay, well, the island is an island, bordered all side by water, but Florida and all that. But anyway, so you guys are doing this under the pretext that there are gangs over there which you put, so you can come and do all your nonsense. And we already told you it ain't work. It's not gonna work. You don't want to do that though, because now if you proceed with it, you're going to be destroyed. So the next step will be, well, the Kenyan convoy fell. The Kenyan police fell. Now we're gonna send the Marines, and then that's it for you. Okay, let's keep on moving.
It's a Coin 6 News breaking news alert.
And our breaking news, level 3 go now evacuations now ordered in Deschutes County. That's where the Darlene fire is growing quickly since breaking out in La Pine this afternoon. It's about 250 acres at this hour, fast moving. Governor Tina Kotek has now issued an emergency Conflagration Act so the state fire marshal can start to send resources. Livestock are now being moved to the La Pine rodeo grounds. Deputies are telling everyone living east of the railroad tracks near Darling Way and Ice Cave Road to leave now. Level 2 be set and level 1 be ready. Evacuation orders are also issued in other parts of the area. We're monitoring that fire very closely at 5 o'clock.
So this is just like 2 days ago. Let me see any oh, I forgot. I could have taken this one right here.
It's a Coin 6 News breaking
at 5 o'clock.
This one.
Farther south, the Darlene fire has burned close to 700 acres.
Okay, that's 2 years ago. 2 years ago in 2020. Wow, how is it in 2021 and then it's 2 years ago? Oh, July 2021. But anyway, it happened in 2021, it happened in 2022, 2023, and then now the Darlene fire happened again. Those people can't cut any brick. They can't. They can't. Paradise Island, Paradise Place, inside a campfire, they lost this thing. All of it. Let me see if we have one more video. That's in China, okay? We talk about
City in
this.
China's southern Guangdong province is submerged. Torrential downpour. City in China's southern Guangdong province is submerged. Torrential downpours which lashed the region since Sunday triggered destructive floods and landslides. It's forced the evacuation of more than 40,000 people and cut electricity to more than 130,000 households.
Okay, you do know those things. The Chinese government stage those stuff. Okay, they don't really do the rescue. They can't do it. Most of those people, when this thing happen, they die. All right, they stage these things. But beloved, since I have a class coming, we've been there for about an hour and 40, so I won't be able to stay for the whole 20 minutes. I gotta upload this to give it at least 20 minutes to upload and processing so I can do everything. Beloved, I say be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. And stay at peace. Great glory is in the midst of us. We have nothing to fear. As you can see, this thing is literally demolishing, killing, dismantling 83. We have nothing to fear here. Get our book, #1 bestseller on hermeticism. Do the best that you can, okay? We leave you with peace. We will leave you with love. We said shalom. Oh, they had a freaking monkey taking a bath on the thing. Who did this? Is that Microsoft been doing right now? The two monkey and a hot spring over there in Japan, which I'm assuming. But anyway, so shalom.